I've noticed in the last few weeks, there's been an awful lot of talk about runners using cycling as a way to boost their fitness, boost their training. Now, it's actually something that my running coach suggested to me when I was 15. So 40 years ago, he had me on a Sunday going out on the bike instead of doing a long run. And there's a load of benefits. Now, what we've got to remember though is also there's some negatives. And so I'll talk about the benefits. The benefits are you can increase your volume, you can increase your mileage without the pounding on your legs. So particularly if you're trying to up your mileage and avoid injury. And we know that for runners, starting to put your mileage over 40 miles a week massively increases the risk of injury. So it's a good way to go, let's put more cardiovascular volume at a higher intensity. Now, the problem, the downside is what we also find out is that you've actually got to do an awful lot more, probably 1.5 times the volume. So a 60-minute bike ride is probably worth only about a 40-minute run, or an hour and a half on the bike is worth about a 60-minute run. So again, there's a real delicate balance in times of getting that timing right and making sure that you're actually doing the right volume, and it's doing the right volume at the right intensity. So, there's no good in just going out and training blindly. The other thing is, does it flip and does it work the other way around? So as a cyclist, is it worth running? And I'd say probably not, because you don't have the neuromuscular pathways that are trained. So, it might be your time poor. It might be you want to try and do some cardiovascular work. You go out for a run. Chances are, whilst your lungs and your muscle will be all right, your tendons, your ligaments aren't, and you're not going to be walking for the next day or two. So it's thinking about that balance the other way around. And I can go through phases in my training where I am just running. That's all I'm doing is I'm running, 3, 4, 5 hours a week, and I'll jump on my bike and I'll ride perfectly well. But I can't go through phases where I'm cycling, ditch the bike and start running and find that things work well for me. So again, there's a balance. And if as a runner, you're looking to use cycling to boost your training, really it's a case of, do you need to add the increased training volume? Are you training properly? Are you using the right training zones at the moment? Is it going to compromise your recovery? So is it going to have a negative impact of you actually doing more volume? But the positives are you can do more volume. You can do more volume without the impact. But I always come back to, are you training properly? Are you doing things right?